The sun beat down on the second day of the Battle of Gettysburg. July 2nd, 1863. The fate of the Union hung in the balance. The rolling hills of Pennsylvania became a landscape of desperate struggle. The Union left flank, a crucial position on Little Round Top, lay exposed. Major General George Meade, commander of the Union Army of the Potomac, recognized the danger. He knew that if the Confederates seized Little Round Top, they could rain down artillery fire upon the Union lines. This could shatter their defense. He turned to his trusted engineer, Brigadier General Gouverneur K. Warren. Warren, a man of action and keen military intellect, rode towards Little Round Top. He saw the potential disaster. The high ground was undefended. It offered a clear view of the entire Union line. He knew Confederate General Longstreet would soon recognize its importance. Time was of the essence. Warren sent urgent messages for reinforcements. The fate of the Union might depend on the men he could rally to defend this vital position. A sense of urgency gripped Warren. He scanned the approaching Union troops. He needed a leader, someone with grit and determination. His eyes fell upon Colonel Strong Vincent of the 1st Brigade, 3rd Division, 5th Corps. Vincent, a man known for his courage and tactical acumen, rode up to Warren. Warren, his voice strained with concern, pointed to Little Round Top. "Strong," he said, "that hill must be held at all costs." Vincent, understanding the gravity of the situation, didn't hesitate. "I'll take it, sir," he declared. His brigade, consisting of the 16th Michigan, 44th New York, 83rd Pennsylvania, and the 20th Maine Infantry, double-timed towards the summit. They were the first line of defense against the impending Confederate assault. They were about to face the fury of Longstreet's men. Their stand on Little Round Top would become a legend. Vincent surveyed the terrain. Little Round Top was rocky and uneven, but it offered a commanding view. He quickly deployed his regiments facing south on the military crest below the summit. The 16th Michigan took position on the right, their line extending down the slope. Next to them, the 44th New York prepared to meet the enemy. The 83rd Pennsylvania filled the gap in the line, and at the far left, perched precariously on the end of the hill in the woods, was the 20th Maine Infantry, commanded by the thoughtful and resolute Colonel Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. Chamberlain, a former professor of rhetoric, now faced a different kind of persuasion, the persuasion of musket fire and cold steel. He instructed his men to hold their ground no matter what. They were the extreme left flank of the entire Union army. If they fell, the Confederates could roll up the entire Union line. Each man understood the weight of their responsibility. The Confederates attacked. The 140th and 15th Alabama Regiments surged forward, determined to dislodge the Union defenders. The 20th Maine found themselves directly in the path of the Confederate advance. Wave after wave of Confederate soldiers crashed against the 20th Maine's line. The fighting was fierce and bloody. Chamberlain, a calm presence amidst the chaos, rallied his men, shouting encouragement and repositioning them to meet each new threat. As the battle raged, a critical moment arrived. The 20th Maine was running dangerously low on ammunition. Warren knew he couldn't hold on much longer. Just when all hope seemed lost, reinforcements arrived. Colonel Patrick O'Rorke, leading the 140th New York, charged into the fray, bolstering the Union line right and buying precious time. O'Rourke's men fought with incredible bravery, but their valiant leader fell, mortally wounded. Holding the line. The Confederate attacks continued relentlessly. The 20th Maine, now desperately short of ammunition, faced another onslaught. Chamberlain knew they couldn't withstand another charge. He had a daring plan, one that would require incredible courage from his men. "The bayonet charge! Fix bayonets!" Chamberlain roared. His men, exhausted but resolute, obeyed instantly. The glint of sunlight on steel seemed to momentarily surprise the advancing Confederates. "Charge!" Chamberlain bellowed, drawing his sword and leading his men down the slope in a daring counterattack. The 20th Maine surged forward, a wave of blue and steel against the Confederate grey. The audacity of the manoeuvre caught the Confederates off guard. The 20th Maine swept down the hill, their bayonets a whirlwind of death. The Confederate attack broke. Those who could fled. Some surrendered, overwhelmed by the ferocity of the Union counterattack. Little Round Top, so desperately contested, was now firmly in Union hands. The Union victory came at a heavy price. The ground was littered with dead and wounded from both sides. Chamberlain, his voice hoarse from shouting orders, looked over his surviving men, their faces grimy with sweat and gunpowder. He offered a silent prayer of thanks for their courage and sacrifice. Legacy of courage. The stand of the 20th Maine at Little Round Top became a symbol of Union resolve. Their bravery and the leadership of Chamberlain helped turn the tide of the Battle of Gettysburg. The victory was a resounding testament to the courage of the Union soldiers who fought there. The names of the regiments, the 20th Maine, the 16th Michigan, the 44th New York, the 83rd Pennsylvania, the 140th New York, are forever etched in the annals of American military history. Their sacrifice on that blood-soaked hill ensured that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.